Have you ever had a strange experience you just can't explain? Like a glitch in the Matrix? Stick around. What the heck just happened? What? Holy smokes. What is going on here? This is nuts. Did you see that? Did you see what just happened? I gotta call Mark.
Ah, jeez. Not him again. It's such a pain. Man, when am I going to get rid of this guy? Hey, buddy, how you doing? What's news? Ah, it's so good to hear from you.
Hey, did you book your flight yet to the Pacific Northwest trip?
No, booked my flight. No, I haven't done it yet. I was going to do it real soon. Why? What's up?
You're not going to believe this, and you're going to think I'm crazy.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I already think you're crazy, but go ahead. What's going on?
I discovered a way to get us there faster, and it won't cost us a penny.
Oh, yeah? How? How can we do that?
I was searching for flights to Crater Lake, and somehow found myself down a rabbit hole on the dark web. Somebody or something hacked my map, mentioned some wormhole, and then texted me locations on a map, and poof, it all disappeared. I mean, it was like a glitch in the Matrix.
Really? Okay, so...
Anyway, I looked up the coordinates from the text message, and there are 2 locations, Mark. Now, here's the strange thing. One is in Pennsylvania, close to you, and the other is not too far from me. I mean, what are the chances? Mark, after what just happened, I'm convinced we can space time through a wormhole and just skip the flights.
Well, you're right. I don't believe you. So, you're serious, right?
Yeah.
You're really serious about this?
Yeah, I know it will work. Trust me on this.
Okay. Well, nice talking to you.
Yep.
Keep in touch on that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Bye-bye.
What a nut job. Oh, well.
What a loony bin. He doesn't trust me on this. Okay, so Mark and I synchronized our clocks, and we're going to walk through this wormhole at the same time. Now, he thinks I'm nuts, but man, I feel there's something here. I really think that this is a possibility as crazy as it sounds. I just have to check my GPS coordinates one last time to make sure I'm still on track. I just hope I know when I get there. Let's go.
All the lame brain things I'm going to fall for. I fell for this one. Yeah, we're going to time portal out to the west coast. These Looney Tunes, man. Oh well. I guess I am too for being out here in the woods. Well, this must be the coordinates. Guess that's the tree. Well, I hope this works. That must be Mark. Hey Mark, what's up?
I'm here.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. I think I found it.
I put my hand through. There is something here.
You got like 30 seconds?
Yep. 30 seconds, we go through it together.
Alrighty.
I'll see you on the other side.
See you on the other side, bud.
Okay.
This is nuts.
Our adventure to Oregon has been from mountains to coast. She has revealed many wonders, was the very best of hosts. Our travel this time was as quick as a wink, only it definitely took its toll. Much faster than a jet or a shooting star. Would you believe in interstellar wormhole? But it seems in the planning there was a miscalculation and we ended up landing at Mirror Lake. So we hiked a ride to Bend, Oregon. Talk about your lucky breaks. That night we collapsed into our beds, bringing this long day to its close, knowing that Crater Lake was the next stop, just 99 miles by the flight of a crow. We thought we lost our packs, but then discovered them several feet from the tree, toppled over. And there we were, in the middle of somewhere. But where? One thing was for sure. It wasn't Crater Lake. But if I had to guess, we were close, because that mountain looks a hell of a lot like Mount Hood. Using a map and GPS, we confirmed we were at Mirror Lake. And we were indeed looking at Mount Hood from the southwest. That would also mean our time travel wormhole needs a little tweaking. We were north of Crater Lake by some 200 miles and a 3.5-hour drive by car. Speaking of which, we would now need a car. So this is Mount Hood, and it's been a long time since I've been back to Oregon. Isn't that beautiful? Is that freaking beautiful? This is Mirror Lake. No mirror images today, a little bit too windy. So we've been waiting for the clouds for the last half hour now. They're moving very slow. Just kind of waiting for them to float by just to get more of the peak if we can. Check this out. The clouds never did pass during our stay. Mount Hood's peak would have made this image. Due to the simplicity of the scene, I chose black and white as I knew the clouds and sky would render well in post. A little Hansel inspiration. The camper also felt he needed to add something extra and shot a long exposure, which enhanced the choppy reflections and created a different mood for the sky. We shot a little longer while taking in all the beauty, but I tell you, some photographers really need to learn proper etiquette. I mean, the nerve of this guy.
Yeah, this looks like a good spot here. Mind if I move in here and take a picture? What are you doing, man? Ah, you're my shot. I just sat up here, man. I was here first. I'm the oldest.
With friends like these, who needs enemies?
Senor. I can't take that.
You can avoid this marsh by keeping to the east side of the trail when entering the loop. Yeah. Alright, this is pretty solid.
That's how much snow they get. They get like 14 feet of snow.
Luckily, we didn't have to worry about snow at this elevation during June, but Crater Lake would be another story. And 14 feet of snow there is calling it mild. We are heading back down from the Mirror Lake Mount Hood shot. We discovered this nice little Cascade section that has lots of potential. Now we're just discussing how we want to shoot it. This section down here is a beautiful little scene. And right now there's just the right amount of light coming through, so we're going to go ahead and play with this and make a photograph. Camper's getting into position. Of course, he beats me down there. I was going for that spot too. You stole my spot, Camper. I was just headed down there.
I don't want to hear it. Don't worry, you'll take it back later.
I'll steal it later. I'll get it. So I have my 14mm on. He's got his 14mm on too. I was already changing mine. Just saying, you know, before I seen him and reach for his. We'll just keep it at that thing. Anyway, let's get that done, sure. So here, Camper composed for shallow depth while focusing on the fern and keeping the background slightly out of focus. There are enough background visuals to accomplish this type of story, and these are all on-location decisions to craft your story. I chose instead to keep everything in focus and darken my exposure somewhat. Just a different approach. But I do wish I stopped down in the shutter more, as I would have preferred more detail in the water. When you're on location, be sure to scout different perspectives. I went back over the bridge to the other side to see what the creek looked like from there. Just waiting on the ferns to lose some of the motion. It's kind of hard when you're shooting long exposures for this sort of thing. If you're using any foreground foliage, in this case the ferns, then you just have to watch them as they sway in the wind from the cascading water. So I just waited on them so I can get them sharp and still have my long exposure. We'll see how it turns out. While I was happy with this image, some things are much harder to control when on location. Photography is a subtractive art. We try and avoid distractions by keeping them out of our frame while leading the eye to our subject. I did physically remove some branches from the creek, but some things just need to be done in post. For example, have a look in the upper left frame. Those blown out highlights were a problem, and if I cropped, then the flow of my composition would have been off. Also, nature can be busy, and these branches were encroaching on the space I wanted my ferns to have, as they are the foundational foreground subject leading to the cascade. So here's the final image in post and the magic of Photoshop. What are your feelings about modifying your images like this? I have my limits, and I don't transform my photos, but I find this acceptable. Also, would you physically remove a branch from the scene? Again, I have no problems removing dead elements as long as they're not harming the environment. But I'd love to know your thoughts. Leave your comments below. And so there we were, beginning our day in the Atlantic Northeast and finding ourselves through a wormhole and dropped in the Pacific Northwest. Our adventures were just beginning, and I couldn't think of a better way to spend the next week of my life. So, about transportation. Would you believe we met some hikers on the trail who were kind enough to give us a lift to the nearest car rental? Yeah, something like that. Oh, by the way, did you happen to notice the two sightings of BigFoot back on the trail? One was right behind Mark and he didn't even know it. Anyway, we stopped in Bend, Oregon for the night, hungry and tired after a long day. Tomorrow, we continue south. Destination? Crater Lake National Park. So join us in the next episode as we explore the deepest lake in the USA and, as NPS puts it, one of the most pristine on Earth. That is incredible. Wow, that's Wizard Island.
That's Wizard Island, yeah.
God.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, man.
I did not think it was this pretty, I gotta tell you.